Hello all, hope you're doing well. So in this video we are going to discuss about rules for naming, or you can say, to be more precise, IUPAC rules for naming organic compounds. So when I'm teaching this topic, I try to take multiple examples. Now some of the examples do exist, some of the examples do not. That's okay. What you need to understand is the rule. So when it comes to IUPAC nomenclature rules, nomenclature means naming rules, how you name an organic compound. So these are certain set of rules given by IUPAC. I haven't made these rules out of it. So if a rule is correct or wrong, I can help you understand that. But why there is no rule for certain thing, or why this rule is there, I cannot answer that. So we are going to discuss about the rules. If you're following the rule correctly or not, that I can help you with, right? So the very first rule that we have is find the longest chain having maximum number of carbon atoms. Now, one thing we need to remember, some of the rules can be nullified depending upon certain situations. So you have to keep a lot of things in mind. In the beginning, it can be a little difficult, but with a lot of practice, you will keep things in mind and you'll be able to answer it better. So now, simple example I'm taking over here. Now, along with this, I'm going to explain what is an alkyl finally. So over here, if you can see, we have a branch, right? Find the longest chain having maximum number of carbon atom. You need to move in the straight, you can say in the continuous line, right? So you can move like this. Okay, that's wrong presentation. Sorry. So you can move like this, or you can go straight having three carbon atom, or you can go like this. So point over here is that we can number these three atoms like in the main long chain. So long chain is always going to have three carbons. So one carbon is definitely going to be neglected over here. To be more precise, it's not neglected. It is not a part of the main parent chain. It is acting as a substitute. It is acting as a branch over there. So now either you can number like this: 1, 2, and 3. This is a long chain, or you can number this as 3. Then this will be acting as a branch, right? So if you want to go anywhere, see, you can even start from here: 1, 2, 3. Anywhere you go in the structure, the name will be exactly same. So if I take this structure, right? So you put the hydrogens. So over here, this carbon is not numbered. Always try to put a box over there just to understand that this carbon is not a part of the main parent chain. Now before naming this, let's understand what is alkyl. So we know how to write alkane. So what if alkane is changing into alkyl? So CH4 is there, you remove ane suffix, you remove hydrogen, and you put a suffix "-il", right? So this will become CH3, and this is something we call it as methyl because it's having only one carbon, right? So this is a branch attached to the main parent chain. So it doesn't exist on its own. It's something that we decide based on different set of rules that we need to follow, that whether which alkyl is going to be there, which is not, etc., etc. So over here, branch attached to the main parent chain, so it doesn't have its own existence. Similarly, we can have ethyl C2H6, so can be changed into C2H5. This is called as ethyl, can be written as CH2 CH3. And this bond, if you see over here, this is a continuous bond attached to the main parent chain. If you can see in all the three cases, in all these cases, you have a bond involved that shows it's attached to the main parent chain. Now coming to our name over here. So, how we are going to name this particular compound? We are going to start from the prefix. If you remember from my previous video, prefix, word root, and then you have suffix. Remember the sequence. Prefix will come first, word root, and suffix. So in this prefix, we have a substituent. To be more precise, that is secondary prefix. Then word root we do have, that is maximum number of carbon atoms in the main parent chain. So how many do we have over here? We have 3 carbon. 3 carbon is something called as prop. You have to remember till 10. So over here we have primary suffix. The primary suffix over here is "-ane". Why? Because all are single bond. So now we will write it, and one more rule I'm going to write. Between numbers, comma will come, and between a number and alphabet, hyphen will come. See, this is a very simple terminology. Obviously, you don't see that in different books. They write it in a more, in a more nice way. So we are going to start 2 at second position of the main parent chain. This is something called as a locant position. Locant meaning where this, you can say, you have a main chain. There is a branch attached. This branch is attached to which carbon of the main parent chain? That is 2. Right. So at 2, there is a methyl group. So again, I have written the rule between a number and alphabet. You have the hyphen. So 2-methyl. Then yeah, our prefix is done. This is done. Word root, how many carbon atoms are there in the main parent chain? We have total 3. So you will write prop, and all a single bond, you will write "-ane". So 2-methyl is your prefix, right? Prop is a word root, and "-ane" over here is a primary suffix. Now we'll do one more example. Here, you can pause the video in every example and you can do it on your own and just check if it is correct or not. So over here, put the hydrogen. So now over here, we need to write one more thing. Lower locant position. What's a locant position? Position of carbon to which any substituent is attached or bonded. So lower locant position is given to the substituent. So that's a rule. So we have to give, like over here, what we need to understand is like one, like if you see over here, from where we should start the numbering? That is the question. Should we start the numbering from here 1, 2, 3, and 4? Then you're giving this CH3 as a bigger number. That is the third position. So that is against the rule. So we need to give lower locant position to the substituent which is attached to the carbon of the main parent chain. So if you see over here, now this is correct. This is the correct, you can say, numbering. But the numbering which I did previously, that is incorrect, because in that case, you're giving third number or third locant position to the, you can say, to that substituent which is attached. So that will be wrong. So we have to give always lower position to the alkyl groups, right? Is given to the substituent or alkyl groups. Now that is one case. See, whenever you keep on adding different alkyl groups, whenever you're going to add functional group, which we haven't still talked about, so then the story is going to be changed. So I can even number this, like instead of this, I can start the numbering from here 1. Then this will be acting as a substitute. So the name will be 2. Again, at second carbon, you have methyl. Then what's a word root? Word root means how many carbon atoms are there in the main parent chain? 4 are there. So 4, but, and all are single bonds, so butane. 2-methyl is a prefix, but is a word root, ane is a primary suffix. Now we go to next example. What if we have multiple branches? Now over here you can have multiple ways to name. You can go like this, in the sense like you can actually 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can go like this, or you can go straight. If you want to go straight, you can go straight also. So if you go straight, then in every case, if you see these two groups, you can see these two methyl groups are not numbered, so they are acting as a substituent. So what do we do if we have two same alkyl groups? So now I'm going to write the next rule. Prefixes like di, tri, or tetra will be used if same alkyl groups are present in the organic compound. So you can go straight also, but I want to take this one. Let's go like this. Oh, okay. So now you can start the numbering from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can actually start the numbering from the left bottom also. It's up to you. So in any case, we have methyl groups on second and third. So it will be 2. Now between numbers, one more thing you write. Okay, this I have already written, I think. Between numbers, comma will come. Okay. Now you have to specify that these two methyl groups are present on which locant positions of the main parent chain, right? Which carbons of the main parent chain. So at second of the main parent chain, you have one methyl, and third also is there. So you will be writing dimethyl. So can you see there is a prefix inside prefix, right? We never consider di in the alphabetical order, because if you have different alkyl groups, then we have to use the alphabetical order, like methyl, ethyl is there. So alphabetically E will come first of ethyl, methyl will come later. So 2 comma 3 dimethyl. Then what's the word root? How many carbon atom in the main parent chain? But, and all are single bond butane. So 2 comma 3 dimethyl butane. Then we go to the next one. We can use bond line notation also, right? Let's try to draw that. So bond line notations are more fascinating for me. Like I like that way, but sometimes most of the students who are like beginning with this organic chemistry, they get confused a lot. But after a certain period of time, they get habituated. That's not a problem. So now in this, if you are not able to understand, I can draw the structure. Like if you are not habituated with this, so you can always do like this, like make a structure similar to this. Then you put the hydrogens. For your simplicity, like you should be comfortable with nomenclature, right? You have to write exams. So over here, now if we see from where we should start the numbering. First, we need to find the long chain, and please start from the terminal. I've seen many students, starting the numbering from this carbon. Okay, why can't we start from, this carbon, the middle carbon? You have to start from the terminals. Any terminal you can take, this carbon, any terminal you take, you have to start from there, provided the long chain is correct. So if we go straight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 carbon. If we go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is also one, you can say, long chain. That's also correct. Now we do have, now if we go like this, then I think we are getting 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is wrong. Okay. So either we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think in every case is 1, 2, 3, 4. We are getting 4. But I think these two possibilities are there. Either you can start the numbering from this carbon, or you start from this, or you start from this, or this. You will get the same name. So now let's take this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So at second you have, at third you have, at fourth you have. correct? So there are three methyl groups. So how, what name we are going to give it? So this will be at second, comma 3, comma 4, and then we are going to use a prefix tri, and tri methyl word root pent, because there are 5 carbon atoms if you can see, and all single bonds 8, right? Now let's try to do this one here. So now if we try to make this way, if you are comfortable with that one, that is also okay. If you're not, then please try to make like this. You can stop the video, it's in your hand. You want to stop the video anywhere, you can. So otherwise you can name it with the help of bond line notation also, if you're comfortable. It's up to you. So I think I've covered all the carbons. Yes, let me check. Yes, all the carbons are covered. Fine. So this is our structure. So now let's put the hydrogens. Now this carbon is not going to have hydrogen, the middle carbon. Here, done. So now in this we have to take the main long chain, right? So start from any terminal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then if you go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or you can, how else you can go? I think you can go like this, or you can go like this. Then you can go like this also. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So I think you will get the same name. You go from anywhere. So let's take this one. So maximum, you can say the most, you can say the longest chain having maximum number of carbon atoms 7. So now can you see this? Like these are not numbered. So these are having three continuous chain, right? So we it's if we see three continuous chains, so what should be? One stand for methyl, two stand for ethyl, three stand for propyl. So these are, you can say, two propyl which are attached over here. So now coming to the name. So if you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. You can start from the bottom also. You can number this as 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then also this will come as 4, 5, 6 and 7. So now what you have to do? 4 comma 4, because there are two propyls. Again you will use the prefix di propyl. Then word root hept, because 7 carbon atoms are there and all are single bond, heptane. So that's a name, 4 comma 4 dipropyl heptane. So you can think of any other possibility. See, even I can do mistakes. Mistakes can be for anyone. Okay, you do mistakes, you learn something, you get better. So do better. You don't have to be the top, you don't have to score highest marks, be better in this world. Like there's a lot of pressure on kids these days. I can't even imagine how much work you have to do on daily basis, and that's tough. That's very much tough. So you should give a pat on your back that you're doing so much work, and your parents were not able to do that much work in school. That's there's huge lot of pressure. So anyways, so if you find, I don't think so any other long chain like having more than 7 number of atoms, or I think something else is possible. But yes, if you have sometimes, what I have observed with my students, they do get a different way of answering. Okay, this can be also one possibility, but they forget that even that possibility will have the same IUPAC name. So if the same IUPAC name is there, so that means you can say you are doing the same structure correctly but in a different way. The IUPAC name should be same because this is correct. So we have to follow certain rules, right? So I'll stop over here. We'll meet again in the next video in the nomenclature rules, because these rules are still not complete. There are many rules to understand. Then there are functional groups, so this is going to take a lot many videos. So subscribe my channel and like, share. Thank you so much for here. Keep working hard, keep learning.